This is Taego Lobo of Little Rock, freshman from Marcelo, Brazil. Happy with his tee shot. This is the next to last group from these schools here on the 10th, as Logan Lockwood of Texas State is the third player to hit in this group. Logan, a sophomore from Van, Texas. Tied for 44th in last year's conference tournament. Had a nice 72 in the first round. Par here at the Raven is 71, so he was one over in the first round, but then struggled in the last two rounds. 73.07 stroke average this year, though, is best on the Texas State team as he hits his tee shot here at the first. Our next to last group off the 10T is on its way down the number 10 fairway. We'll go to the number 1 tee. Tanner Napier of Arkansas State in the last group, representing Arkansas State, Georgia Southern, and Georgia State. This is Archer Price of Georgia Southern. Archer making his 4th appearance in the conference tournament. Tied for 21st as a freshman in 2015. Tied for 12th in 2016 as a sophomore, and broke into the top 10 last year. Tied for 10th with a 3 over 216 score. And it's a big drive here, and watching it all the way, and if that's in play, he's not going to have very much going in for his approach shot. Nick Budd of Georgia State, junior from Woodstock, Georgia, in his 3rd Sun Belt tournament appearance. Tied for 10th last year. Had very solid rounds, 71, 72, 73 last season when he was a all Sun Belt pick. Won the North Carolina Greensboro Championship last year. He's got a couple of top 10s this year. Back to the 1 green, and this is Stephen Fisk of Georgia Southern, who was well down in the front. This is for birdie, a long way from the front of this green. Pin is only 6 steps on from the back edge. 34-yard deep green. Fisk putt is going to slide just past the right lip and go about 4 feet past, so he'll have that left for par here at his first hole. Max Herman in the off the back of the green, or right on the back edge of the green. He's on the putting surface. He has this for a birdie. The senior from Worthsee, Germany, was our individual champion in 2016. Won the conference individual title. This putt's going to come up just short and to the left. He'll have a tap-in par. Struggled last year, though. Finished 59th here, 81, 80, 79. That was 30 strokes higher than his score from 2016 when he won the individual championship. So Joel Wyndon of Arkansas State will have this for a birdie. Hit an iron off the tee, but then had a nice second shot to this location. Wyndon's birdie putt on the way. It's going to stay out to the left. And just a little bit of a misread there. He'll have just a tap in for par. It's our next to last group on the green. We'll go over to the 10th. And a saving par putt for Calvin Ross of Texas State. Now Aaron Guanlau of UT Arlington making his 4th appearance in the conference tournament. And he's had a couple of top 10s. He tied for 8th in both his freshman and sophomore years, 2015, 2016. Tied for 21st last year. So we'll go back to number 1. And a par putt for Stephen Fisk of Georgia Southern. Rolls that in, saves par here from the very front of the green at number 1. And pretty much just tap-ins left for Joel Wyndon of Arkansas State and Max Herman of Georgia State. To number 10. This is Calvin Ross of Texas State. Found the pine trees and the pine straw as quickly to number 1. Tap in for par and back to 10 as rolling it up on is Calvin Ross from way over in the pine trees. This is going to turn out to be a pretty good shot from where he was. He'll have a long putt left for birdie, but he's found the putting surface from under the pine trees. This is our final group here on number 10 for right now. Is back out in the middle of the fairway, Aaron Ramos of Little Rock, freshman from Goodyear, Arizona. And his second shot coming in, checking up, spinning back a little bit down the hill. So he'll also have pretty good distance to cover for his birdie here. But back to number 1 and our final group on the fairway. This is Tanner Napier of Arkansas State, senior from Paris, Texas. Also making his 4th conference tournament appearance. Tied for 6th last year with a 2 over 215 score, best score on Arkansas State's team. And he tied for 4th the previous year, 2016. So he's had a couple of top 6 finishes here at the Raven. Shot 212 in that tournament here in 2016. Napier's second shot in here is a good one. Rolls it up. Good distance on that one. Used the wind, and he only has about 3 feet left for birdie. Back to the 10th fairway, and Paul Gonzalez of UT Arlington. Freshman from Waxahachie, Texas, 74.14 stroke average this year. Back to number 1, shot in the fairway from. Now back to Paul Gonzalez at number 10 with his 3rd shot in, and it's going to roll back to the back of the green. Actually, 2nd shot in after a big drive. At number 1, this is Archer Price of Georgia Southern. After he also had a big drive. And again, we got 3 birdie putts here on number 1. Players not having very much trouble finding the putting surface and finding the flag location. So we'll go to the number 10 tee, and this is our final group here at number 10, and this is Tanner Gore of UT Arlington. Junior from El Paso, Texas, 73.97 stroke average this year, 7 rounds of par or better. Taking an iron to keep it in play on this narrow number 10 fairway. Has come down to the number 10 green, and looking right at you is Logan Lockwood of Texas State. Has this long birdie putt. Sophomore from Van, Texas. Averaged 73.20 in the regular season. 2nd on the Bobcat team. He had an individual win this year. He won the James S. Litz Memorial Tournament against a 54-hole field. He shot 70, 69, 74. His birdie putt's going to come up a little short, going to break away at the last few feet. Lockwood will have about 3 feet left for par at the 10th. Justin Warren of Little Rock just hit his tee ball here at the 10th. And the junior from Picton, Australia, wasn't very happy with where that one went. We'll have to see where his ball wound up. And third member of this group, Logan Davis of Texas State, junior from Humble, Texas, leads Texas State in scoring average at 73.13 this year. Has a low round of 66 as we'll go back to the quickly to the number 1 green. This is Nick Budd of Georgia State with a birdie putt that he's going to roll in. Nice birdie to start things off for the junior from Woodstock, Georgia. Gets a little bit of a fist bump from Georgia State coach Joe Inman, former PGA player. Archer Price of Georgia Southern with his birdie putt here at the first. Senior from Gastonia, North Carolina, making his 4th conference tournament appearance, and his birdie putt's going to stop just off the left lip. He'll have a tap in there. Back to the number 10 green, Paul Gonzalez of UT Arlington. Freshman with a long run at a birdie here. That's going to come up just about a foot short to the right. He'll have a tap in for his par. He'll go ahead and clean that up. Logan Lockwood lining up his putt as we go back to the first. And Tanner Napier of Arkansas State, who hit this nice shot in there with his second. He's got this for a start-off birdie. 4-foot slider to the right, rolls it right in the heart, and Tanner Napier with a birdie to begin play here at the first. So our final groups have cleared through here at number 1, and they will head on as back to number 10, and rolling in his par putt is Logan Lockwood of Texas State. And now Tiago Lobo, freshman from Marcelo, Brazil, will be trying to do the same thing for Little Rock. These are the number 2 players